guess do you remind Trace that you put 5 more? You still got 5 on him at one point, not in this building, but at one point.
No, I never even mentioned that to Trace. That's saying about me, man. Them days are long gone for me, but it's a hell of a game for him. You know, he played pretty much the whole game, and I rode him. A few times in timeout, I asked him, was he okay? And he said, hey, I'm good, let me go. And so we rode him, and we needed all 43 points.
Mike, were you at all surprised that they were just singling him the way they did?
Early on, I was. I expected. I mean, we practiced as though he was going to get trapped the whole game, and they didn't start trapping until the end of the first half. So when I came back in at halftime, I tried to put guys in position based on how they were going to trap, and we ended up, there were times he was beating the double team, and then there were times he kicked it out to guys for, wide open shots that were made. So, that was kind of nice to see as well.
Mike, defensively, they got you a little bit inside, kind of, talk a little bit about that, and in fact, it was, they had the lead at halftime.
Well, again, it's the first time we've been tested. Hey, it's a part of basketball, but as a coach, man, you always want to see what your team is made of. We got down as much as 12, and there wasn't no need to panic or anything like that. We weren't playing well at that particular time. And, I made some substitutions. I came back once we got down 12 with the first unit, and I thought our defense picked back up, Xavier especially, where early on when Christian got in the game, we just weren't into the ball. Taylor and Kinsey controlled our defense pretty much the whole game, where they were beating our coverages. We weren't getting them to our coverages, and that hadn't happened much since we've been together as a unit. So that's something that we got to work on and make sure that it doesn't happen again like that.
Coach, do you feel like at some point in the first half your guys realized, hey, this Marshall team's pretty good and we got to play a little bit harder than
we all watch film. They watch film on them, and I thought they were prepared. And, we don't take anybody lightly. It's not that type of deal. We knew that they were a good team. They well coached. I know Dan Tony's teams. I work with Dan, and his offense is as good as it come, and I thought, again, our coverages weren't solid early on, and they were getting behind our defense for layups. They had, I think, as many points as we had at halftime in the paint, and that hadn't happened, since we've been together as a ball club. So, it's something that we was challenged. And, hey, it happens in basketball, but me as a coach, I want to see who's going to step up and make plays, and I thought tonight we did that the second half.
Tyler, then we'll finish up with Jim.
Coach, how have you seen Trace grow as a vocal leader since you took over? Is that something that you've tried to been push him along with, or how have you just seen him develop with?
Not just Trace. When I took over the team, this team didn't say a whole lot. And I told him it's okay to talk some trash amongst each other. Our practices have been so competitive, man, when we do compete in practice against one another. And I got everybody now talking. They talk trash to me now. So, hey, that's a good thing, because we need communication when you're playing on both ends of the floor.
Jim, then we'll wrap up with Zach.
Coach, 15 turnovers tonight, which is more than you usually like, but I think only 6 of those came in the second half, and a team that basically lives off of turning people over. Were you at least happier with the second half and happier with the fact that you got out of there with 15 turnovers against a team like this?
No, I'm extremely happy. At the end of the day, we knew what kind of game we were going to have. I knew it wasn't going to be a low-scoring game. Dan Tony's teams are not like that. They score the ball. And I thought, we played the second half better than we played the first. We gave up 42 points the first half and 37 in the second. So, our defense was pretty solid. They hit a few shots coming down the stretch, but for the most part, we were pretty solid in the second half. I know they made the one run, but we were able to answer that run and get the cushion that we needed to win the game.
You've talked about this in different ways. We've asked you about this, I think, after other games, but how much does Trace give you as a passer as well? Just when he is kind of that magnet for a defense, his ability to make the skip pass, to kind of see the cross-court pass. I think he had maybe 3 or 4 assists tonight on threes.
Well, again, he's grown in that area, and to make it all look good, guys got to make shots behind those passes, and we're starting to make shots. You know, I mean, our three-point shooting tonight was pretty good again. So we're going to need that as we continue this journey as a team. It can't just be Trace, and race inside. We got to have guys making plays on the perimeter as well as at the rim.